Let's begin today's Vanguard news by making all the seamen literally jump ship towards a mermaid deck that actually feels part of Planet Craze lore, because Bushiroad is introducing a new waifu deck for Stoicheia in DZBT07. Argo Siren Rotalis is your typical D-series starter that will now be everyone's generic starter for Stoicheia. Argo Siren Aremia, when placed by riding over Rotalis, lets you reveal a grade 3 Argo Siren card from your eye deck to add up to 1 Tiding card from your deck, and once per turn. While on the back row rear guard, you can pay 1 Soul Blast when one of your units in the same column as her stands by a card's effect, while you have her Argo Siren Vanguard to stand herself. So a grade 1 ride line unit that immediately gives you 1 card from your deck for virtually no cost. Why the hell am I getting Eva PTSD? Catharasode is a set order card that can only be played by paying 1 Soul Blast while you have her Argo Siren Vanguard. When put into your order zone, either add up to 1 Tiding card or call up to 1 Argo Siren card with a grade equal or lower from your Vanguard from the top 7 cards of your deck. And when this card is bound from the order zone by your grade 3 or higher Argo Siren Vanguard's ability, stand one of your rear guards. So not only can you search this card out on turn 1 due to it being the Tiding card in question, it also filters for another card and basically thinning your deck by 2 cards. It feels like Eva became a mermaid just to spite me. Argo Siren Rifc, when placed by riding over Aremia, lets you reveal a grade 3 Argo Siren card from your eye deck to add up to 1 Tiding card from your deck. And while on rear guard, she gets the boost ability if you have her Argo Siren Vanguard. And with this doing the same thing as Aremia, you have thinned your deck by 4 cards, even before riding to grade 3 and setting up 2 cards for your Vanguard to use with later. Fish Eva is looking real good. Argo Siren Calliopeia, while on Vanguard during your turn, gets 5k power if your bind zone has 1 or more different Tiding cards. Your entire front row gets 5k power instead if you have 2 or more different Tiding cards in your bind zone. Once per turn while on Vanguard, you can discard 1 card in hand to put a Tiding card from your drop zone into your order zone. And once per turn while on Vanguard, you can pay 1 counter blast when she attacks a Vanguard to bind a Tiding card from your order zone. Then you can pay 3 energy if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher to bind 2 Tiding cards instead. It's a good thing the deck has no rear guard with extra crit, otherwise this would have been a fully Eva deck clone. Instead we are getting a discount Rotovisor. And yes, the second ability will let you use the set orders on place effect without needing to pay 1 Soul Blast. And expect Rule Sharks to prevent you from paying 3 energy for the second part of her third ability if you happen to use Catharasode after binding it. The irony of a fish card being sharked isn't lost on me. Kyanosaurus is a set order card that can only be played by paying 1 Soul Blast while you have her Argo Siren Vanguard. When put into your order zone, call up to 1 Tier Dragon from your deck. And when this card is bound from the order zone by your grade 3 or higher Argo Siren Vanguard's ability and your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher, your Vanguard gets an auto ability that lets you stand your Vanguard at the end of the battle it attacked, and you did not stand by another card's effect this turn. But its drive check is set to 1. If Eva and Rotovisor had a child together, then made Avantgarde its godparent, this deck would be it but better, as this card lets you summon one of the most powerful cards in all of Stoicheia, Inglet Pulse Dragon, as its spirit animal. I'm beginning to suspect that this was supposed to be a Brand Gate deck, but got turned into a Stoicheia deck at the last minute, due to how closely they resembled the above mentioned decks. Argo Siren Melzone, while on rear guard, lets you put herself into your soul at the end of the battle she boosted a Tier Dragon to give one of your units 5k power. Why would you even use her when Inlet Pulse Dragon can do the same job and be called from the deck easily? Briny Dragon, while in the drop zone, lets you pay 1 counter blast when a Tiding card is put into your order zone and don't have another of itself on rear guard to call itself to rear guard. And when it's placed on rear guard, you can put a Tiding card in your bind zone into your drop zone to get 10k power. The Brand Gate allegations continue. This is just combined Russia that lets you reuse your bound Tidings card. Argo Siren Sinel, when placed on rear guard, lets you pay 1 counter blast if you have a Argo Siren Vanguard to add up to 1 Tiding card from either your deck or drop zone. and while on rear guard, she gets 5k power. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or higher and a tiding card was put into your order zone this turn. The obligatory 13k grade 1 unit, the ability is simple yet effective, but boring as hell. Finally, Stunning Wave Dragon when placed on rear guard from deck or hand, gets 5k power. If you have an Argo Siren Vanguard, then you can pay either 1 counter blast or 3 energy to draw a card. And once per turn while on Vanguard, you can give this unit 5k power when it attacks. But it's retired at the end of the turn you use this ability. Expect a certain someone to write in the comments how this card is better than Inlet Pulse Dragon, and that you don't need it. Or you can ignore that thesis and just run both tier dragons. And that concludes this Vanguard news without the bullshit. Special thanks to my Patreon members for continuing to support my content creation. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if Brandgate should steal a Stoichenia mechanic just to get even with them, and happy holidays.